Rican Cuatro land. Tonight we have my buddy Asher here. Asher's my buddy. We do some live streams together. He's the host, and
we're also
I'm
making
the co-host.
videos now.
Yeah, we're making videos, and tonight we're going to do one on the Cuatro. Yeah, I think this is the second time you've seen a Cuatro.
Second time. Once I saw you play at church.
Okay, good.
So
okay.
once.
Yeah.
I saw that.
So he suggested we do a video, kind of an intro to it. First of all, just seeing it. What kind of questions do you have, just right off the bat? Anything particular?
Why does it have those curves in the middle?
Why does it have the curves? That is a great question. I don't know why. I'm not going to be perfectly honest.
That's a great start to a video.
I want to be honest. I don't think it has anything to do with the sound. It's probably aesthetics. Just the way it looks. It kind of has a violin look to it. Maybe they're trying to imitate the violin. There's a lot of, I don't know.
Another thing, does it sound more like a mandolin or acoustic guitar?
You be the judge. To me, it sounds more like a cross between a 12-string guitar and a mandolin. It's like right in the middle.
It's a lot more bassy, like.
Yeah.
And one thing I've noticed is how loud it is.
It's incredibly loud. It's incredibly loud. So to me, it's a lot. I love the way it sounds more than a mandolin, and it's just got a bigger sound, and it projects loud.
It's like really loud.
Yeah, and I think one of the things that makes it loud is unlike most of the guitars that we see here in the United States are you have a body and then you have a separate piece of wood for the neck. Well, this is not so. This is all one piece of wood.
Wow.
Which is the body and the neck. Now the top is different.
Yeah. Do you know what kind of top that is?
I think I probably butchered Lagruma. I think we can get Sonia to tell us that. My wife's in the other room. She's the Puerto Rican influence there, but I think Lagruma, I believe is what it's called. Or Latisse is one of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so right off the bat, it's got 10 strings.
Yeah.
Actually, you see it's 10 strings but 5 courses. A lot of people don't know that, but when you call it a 2 strings together, what we call a course.
Yeah.
So we've got 5 courses. Now, the reason the first time I picked it up, the reason I could kind of get some music out of it because I already played guitar. So
I just picked that up and I'm like kind of going.
Yeah. So Lauren, just try something on it. Use a pick. So it feels kind of like a guitar, right?
Yeah.
You can say, well.
One thing I've noticed, it's kind of a higher string level than guitars.
Yeah,
a little harder to press down.
Yeah, well, being like a 12-string, they're a little bit higher there. But it's similar to a guitar, but really it's tuned just like a 5-string bass. Where the confusion, how you make a G chord, like a G chord, everybody knows that. Anybody that plays guitar knows that G chord that looks like that, right?
Yeah.
Well. The thing is that it's just like the top 4 strings of a guitar, except they've got that 5th string. And now the 5th string is a B, so that's where the confusion comes in. So if that 5th
like in a 7-string guitar, it's like B. It would be regular tuning, then a B.
Right, it's the same thing. Yeah, same thing.
Yeah.
So it's like a 5-7-string guitar with a high with a low note string, extra string up there.
Yeah.
So it's the same thing. So what I do is I use those familiar chord shapes like that's a G on guitar. But when I do it like this, because this note is B, that's C, and that's D. So if I do that, that's a D chord. So right off the bat, I know I've got a D chord. And the thing is tuned in fourths like a bass is, so it's very geometrical, or symmetrical, I should say.
Yeah.
Meaning that if this shape works on these 2 strings, it's going to work on the next 2. And even the next 2, and even the next 2. So you can take these little chord shapes and just move them around. For example, here's a D chord. Here's this G. And here's a E. So you try something like that. Here's the pick. See, so just by knowing that little shape, off the bat. Okay, so let me see it again. Now, we're going to get confused. I see whenever anybody plays guitar, they always try to play these little strings like those are the first two strings on the guitar. It's just not so. It's just not going to work. Because really what it's like is you've got if I was talking about a guitar, I'd have G, the third string, D, the fourth string, A, the fifth string, and there's E, the sixth string. But then again, we have that B up there.
Yeah.
Now you can work out you can do your little scales just like you would on the big strings on a guitar. There'll be so there's your major scale. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, mi, fa, so do that. Do the D major scale. There we go.
First Cuatro lesson.
What? There you go. Now, I'm going to show you something else. Now, what I like to do is just drone the strings. Like I know that I can play that D chord, and I know that these three strings. They sound fine because those three notes are in the key of D. Because you've got a G and you've got a G, D, and an A. Those are all in the key of D. So what I'll do is I'll just noodle around with the scale and drone those open strings like. All I'm doing is the D scale. I'm droning these two strings, or three. Try something like that.
Yeah. So what is droning?
Droning is just hitting those open strings over and over. Kind of like the bagpipe. You know the bagpipe does that.
Yeah. One thing I've noticed even from playing it, and you can kind of see it if I hold it up like this. It's kind of curved inward.
What is?
The neck.
Oh, and like this, as opposed to, because guitars they're the opposite, aren't they? That's a good point. Very good.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Now this is a very popular instrument. One of the most famous Cuatro players is a man named Maso Rivera. He's kind of like. He's the equivalent of Chet Atkins in the United States. He's the godfather of... Chet Atkins is the godfather of country music, and Maso Rivera is the godfather of what we call Hebrew music, which is the folk music of the mountains of Puerto Rico. You'll hear my in-laws talking about that all the time. And so anyway, they got a little popular songs. They're like a...
I saw you do, there's two songs that I want to see you do right here.
What's that?
Silent Night and C Smapai, is how you say it?
Oh, you say Smapa J. Oh, you put me on the spot. If you don't remember it, let's say it. That follows the progression. It goes D minor, C major, B flat, A. So many of those Spanish classical or Puerto Rican folk songs follow. That's called the Andalusian cadence, which is we'll talk more about that on some of the videos, but.
That was basically just him showing me the Cuatro.
Yeah, that's
Cuatro is, let's clarify.
Puerto Rican Cuatro. And what does Cuatro mean? What does Cuatro mean?
10.
No.
No, correct.
That's a good logical answer, but it means 4. And how do you spell Cuatro? Put him on the spot here. Have any idea?
Q-U...
No. C-U-A-R-T-O. It just means 4. Unos, dos, tres, cuatro.
Why?
Why does it mean 4? That's the number 1.
Yeah, I know, but why?
Why is it called a Cuatro?
Yes.
That is a very good question. Then there's different opinions about that. Some people say that the original Cuatro only had 4 strings. That is a theory. Nobody really knows for sure. It's my understanding. I hate to speak as an authority because I'm not Puerto Rican, and I'm afraid somebody Puerto Rican is going to come back and say, "You got that all wrong, Ringo." So, but no, this is my understanding. That they don't really know why it's called. That one of the theories is that at one time the Cuatro only had 4 strings. Now, another theory that makes total sense to me is because the Cuatro is tuned in 4th intervals. From here to here's a 4th. 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 Now that makes sense.
Yeah.
So, but that's just another theory.
Yeah.
If somebody out there knows the answer to that question, I'd love to hear it on the comments there.
Yeah. Well, that's
the intro to the Cuatro. Okay, that's it.
This is Asher Lives. Be sure to catch our live streams, Ask Asher. It's kind of random. It's usually either Thursdays or Sundays. And then be sure to check out our Instagram, Guitar Lessons by Brian. And
visit guitarlessonsbybrian.com for all of that. I appreciate it. Thank you.
See ya. Bye.
Thank you, Asher.
You're welcome.
That was a good video. I wish I had got Sonya in here to explain some of that.